Hello students, I am Shivani, your biology teacher. I'll be teaching you biology. So in the offline classes, we have started with chapter 6, life processes. And in this chapter, we will be studying different types of processes which is performed by an organism like nutrition, respiration, excretion, transportation. And we have started with the first process, that is nutrition. Okay, and we have already discussed about the general types of nutrition, what is nutrition, the modes of nutrition, examples also I have told you. So in this after that we have started with nutrition in plants. So do you know which type of nutrition plants show? Yes, it is autotrophic mode of nutrition, in which they are able to prepare their own food by the help of photosynthesis. Okay, and you know that we have started with the photosynthesis process also, and the topic that was done was the raw material, or what are the requirements for photosynthesis and what is the importance of photosynthesis process we have already discussed. Now we will see the raw materials or requirements for photosynthesis. So you know that. First, let me tell you about the reaction of photosynthesis. So in this reaction you can see that 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 12 molecules of water combine together to form 1 molecule of glucose, 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water. And here you can write sunlight and chlorophyll. Now here you can see what are the requirements, or you can see the reactants required for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. So here I have written carbon dioxide, sunlight, chlorophyll and water. So carbon dioxide, the plants they get it from atmosphere, like then sunlight obviously from sun. Chlorophyll is present in chloroplast, and water they get from soil through roots. So carbon dioxide we have discussed that they get it from atmosphere, like in the leaves there are stomata present which help them to take up or exchange the gases, which are the small pores. We have discussed already about the guard cells, the structure of stomata and how the guard cell works, like how do they work, how do they open, how do they close and at what time, and why they do so, because they have to exchange gases, and CO2 they take in and carbon dioxide they released out through stomata. Second one is the sunlight, they get it from sun. Then next is the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what? It is a green color pigment which is present in the plants, and it is present in the chloroplast, which is one of the cell organelle present in plants. Okay, and we have so chlorophyll is present in the chloroplast, and chloroplast are the cell organelles which are present in plant cells only. And we have already discussed about the structure of leaf, the upper epidermis, the lower epidermis, the cells which are present between the upper and lower epidermis, and the position of chloroplast in the cells, that is the mesophyll cells. So we have already done. Next is chlorophyll is required to trap the sunlight, which the plants they get it from for photosynthesis. Next is water. Water they get it from soil, and roots they take water from soil and then transport it in the upward direction with the help of xylem tissue and then take it to leaf. Okay, so all these things they get collected in the leaf, and inside the chloroplast the photosynthesis takes place. Okay, and this is the reaction. It is very important. Here you can see the reactants as well as the products. Now whenever we do anything related, like any discussion related to photosynthesis, the first thing is that we will first to perform the activities to show that what is the requirement, or how you can prove that these are the raw materials for photosynthesis, because you know that science is totally based upon the proof. For everything we have to give proof. Okay, for that we will conduct these activities. So this is activity 6.1 in your NCERT book, and all the activities given in NCERT book are very important. In this we will show that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, so to prove that chlorophyll is necessary, how we can do it, we will prove the presence of starch in the plants. Now what is starch? Starch, you know that the plants they perform photosynthesis and the product will be in the form of glucose, which is the food for plants, and whatever glucose they require they use it, and the extra glucose will be stored in the plants in the form of starch. Okay, It means that starch is the reserve food material for plants. Like plants also, we animals also take food in the complex form, then we convert it into glucose, and then glucose will be again stored in the body in the form of glycogen. Okay, so we are talking about here we are talking about plants, so we will see that starch is the reserve food material for plants. And to show to any to conduct any experiment related to photosynthesis, to prove that photosynthesis is happening or not, we will do starch iodine test. Okay, like starch is a molecule which changes the color of iodine. Okay, so iodine solution, it is normally light brown in color. If you will see it, whenever we put iodine over starch, then it converts it changes its color from light brown to blue black color. Okay, so this conversion of color of iodine shows the presence of starch, and the presence of starch shows the process of photosynthesis. So whatever activities we will conduct here, we will do starch test or iodine test. If it is changing color, it means starch is there, it means photosynthesis is happening. If it is not changing color, it means starch is not there, photosynthesis is not happening. Okay, so here we will see the activity 1 to show that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, now I have shown here a leaf which is a quite different type of leaf, and this type of leaf which is not completely green. Normally the leaves are green in color. Okay, but there are some leaves which have the patches of green color over there. Okay, and other parts, they are not having chlorophyll, and here we are conducting the activity for chlorophyll obviously. So we will take this type of leaf, and this type of leaf is called variegated leaf. We are using this leaf because most of the plants, they have full green color. Okay, and we will not be able to do the test. So to conduct this activity, to show the presence of chlorophyll, we will use this variegated leaf. This leaf you can get it from croton plant or money plant. These type of leaves can be there. So here I have shown the red color. Actually this should be green. I did not have the green marker, so I have shown it with the red color, and this red color represents chlorophyll. Okay, now what we will do, whenever we perform any activity related to photosynthesis, first we need to destarch the plant. Now what is destarching? Destarching means, you know that starch is the stored food material for plants. Till the plant is in the sunlight, it will prepare starch. Obviously all the things are there, but if you want to see the actual result or 100% correct result, we have to first destarch the plant. For that, what we will do, we will keep the plant in the dark room for 2 to 3 days, because whatever starch which is already stored in the plant will be used by the plant itself for its own cells, and it will be finished in around 2 to 3 days. Okay, that is why first we will destarch the plant and then we will do any activity. So whatever activities we will conduct here, I will not mention that how the destarching has been done. It is already understood that the plant is already destarched. Okay, so is it clear how destarching can be done and why it is required? So that we get 100% correct result. It cannot so that we do not misunderstand with the starch which is freshly prepared by plant. Okay, now we will take this variegated leaf, and before doing after doing destarching. Now this leaf, actually we have taken the plant, not the leaf. This is the plant which has this variegated leaf. Now we will keep the plant in sunlight for around 6 hours, because we have already discharged the plant, the starch is already finished. Now we will keep this whole plant, not the leaf. This whole plant is kept in sunlight for around 6 hours. Now after that, pluck the leaf from the plant, because we have to do the activity. We will not do it with the whole plant. We will take a leaf from the plant, and then we will boil it in alcohol water bath. Now why it is required, why there is requirement for washing in alcohol, boiling in alcohol, and why we are not directly heating in alcohol? Let me tell you the reason. Because first the leaf has to be decolorized, because you know the leaf is generally green in color, it has green patches. Okay, when we will put iodine solution over green color, the change in color will not be very clear. So to make it clear, first we will decolorize the leaf. Okay, for decolorization we have to remove its whole chlorophyll, because chlorophyll work is already done. Now to show the change in color, we will remove the chlorophyll from the leaf so that it can become decolorized. To make it decolorize, we will boil it in alcohol. But alcohol is highly flammable, so it catches fire very quickly. We cannot directly heat it in fire. Okay, so we will take a water bath to heat to boil alcohol. Okay, so what we will do, we will take a burner and then put a beaker over there, and we will put water in the beaker. Now we will put one more beaker in which we will put alcohol and the leaf. Now we will heat the water, because in this case the alcohol is not directly hitting on the means the heat is not getting directly to the alcohol, it is passing through water, so there is no chance of catching fire. Okay, so is it clear why we are using alcohol for decolorization and why we are not directly heating it? Okay, next is wash it under water. Now after removing it, after boiling in alcohol, we will wash it with water, under water, so that whatever a little amount of chlorophyll if present can be washed out. Okay, then now the leaf is completely decolorized. You can see the leaf will be like this, no color, no patch, no nothing. Okay, now we will put iodine drops over the leaf. Okay, then after some time you will see the result in this form. Okay, how it happens, I have shown the leaf before testing and after putting iodine solution. Okay, so before testing there was the patches of green color which was representing chlorophyll, and wherever the patches were present, these patches have become blue black in color. So can you see the blue black color? So what does it indicate? It indicates that wherever the chlorophyll was present, photosynthesis was happening and the starch was there, and due to the change in color of iodine, it proves that starch is present only in these areas, which proves that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. So is it clear? And it is very important activity. You have to read it from your NCERT book. Sometimes the questions comes from this activity. Okay, so let's see the next activity. So let's see activity 6.2, which is to prove that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Like in the first activity, we have discussed about the presence of chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. Here we will discuss about carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. For that, what we will do, we will take 2 potted plants in the bell jar. This is bell jar, and these are potted plants because they are potted, like they are in the soil in the pot. Okay, so in the one bell jar, we have kept it in the bell jar in such a way so that it is not connected to the outer atmosphere, it is not getting any gas from the atmosphere. Okay, it is completely air proof. Okay, now it has all inside it already has carbon dioxide inside. So to make this carbon dioxide unavailable for the plant, we will keep here potassium hydroxide solution in a jar. Okay, why this potassium hydroxide? Because potassium hydroxide solution can absorb whatever carbon dioxide is already present inside the bell jar. It is not taking carbon dioxide from outside, but still there is some amount of carbon dioxide already present in the bell jar that can be absorbed by carbon dioxide solution, so that the inside of bell jar is now completely free from carbon dioxide. Now in the second bell jar, you can see we have not placed any potassium hydroxide solution, so it already has carbon dioxide in it. Okay, so it is taking carbon dioxide which is there in the bell jar. Now after some time, we will keep it for some time. So here I can write the function of potassium hydroxide solution: to absorb carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so I have shown here it is with potassium hydroxide and it is without potassium hydroxide. Now we will, after keeping it for few hours, we will pluck a leaf from both the plants. Okay, so I have shown here for this plant, I have plucked the leaf, and then the same procedure will be followed. First, the decolorization of the leaf will be done with the help of alcohol water bath, and then we will put the drops of iodine solution. You will see that there will be no change in color. The leaf was completely decolorized without any color. When the iodine solution was put, it was same. There was no change of iodine solution from brown to blue black. What does it show? It shows that the leaf, the plant which was inside the bell jar without carbon dioxide, was not preparing any starch. It means it is not performing photosynthesis because there was no carbon dioxide, and we have proved it with the help of iodine test. And in the second bell jar, when you will take it, the leaf, or pluck the leaf from this plant, and will follow the same procedure by decolorizing it and then by putting the iodine solution, there will be change in the color of iodine solution, that the whole leaf will become blue black, which shows that the leaf is preparing starch because they are performing photosynthesis. So with this activity, it is clear that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis, and this is also very important activity. In boards, this question can also come. This diagram can become, then like MCQs are there, they can ask the activity related questions related to this activity. Okay, so these two activities are already given in your book, but after finishing this activity, there is a line written that can we demonstrate any experiment where we can show that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. So can you do that? All right, so I will explain you how we can prove that sunlight is also necessary for photosynthesis. Let's discuss the next activity. Okay, so this activity I am telling you only for your understanding. This is not given in the NCERT book. What we will do, we will again take the destarched plant and we will keep it in the sunlight. But before that, what we will do, we will take a leaf, not like, if we will not pluck the leaf, it will remain attached to the plant, and will cover some of the portion from the middle with the aluminium foil and wrap the aluminium foil tightly so that it cannot comes in contact with the environment or atmosphere, so it will not get any sunlight in this portion. Okay, then keep it in sunlight for around 4 to 6 hours. After that, pluck the leaf and decolorize it with the same procedure, that is by heating in the alcohol water bath. Then put iodine solution over the leaf and then find the result. So after, this is before and after. This is before the leaf was covered with the aluminium foil with this. So after, when you will remove the leaf and the color was normal, there was no change in the color. After decolorizing it, when you will put the iodine solution, you will see this type of pattern. Means, so this pattern shows that in these two areas which I have shown with the blue black color, the starch was there, the photosynthesis was there, and that is why iodine has converted into blue black color. And in this portion, there was no change. The color was like, the leaf remained decolorized, which proves that because this area was not getting sunlight, we have completely covered it with the aluminium foil, wrapped it with the aluminium foil. So this area was not getting sunlight, this area was not preparing starch, and this area did not show change in color. So with this activity, it is proved that the sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. So these three activities are there, which is there for your understanding, that to prove that what are the requirements of photosynthesis and what are the raw materials for photosynthesis. Next we will start with the actual process of photosynthesis. What are the steps involved in the process of photosynthesis? Okay, that we will take up in the next lecture.
Let us verify this by performing an experiment. Requirements: 2 potted plants of same size, glass plate, bell-shaped jar, watch glass, beaker, petri dish, Bunsen burner, forceps, dropper, potassium hydroxide, ethyl alcohol, iodine, water. Procedure: take 2 healthy potted plants which are nearly the same size. Keep them in a dark room for 3 days. Now place each plant on separate glass plates. Place a watch glass containing potassium hydroxide by the side of the plant A. Potassium hydroxide is used to absorb the carbon dioxide. Cover both the plants with separate bell jars. Use Vaseline to seal the bottom of the jars to the glass plates so that the setup is airtight. Keep the plants in sunlight for about 2 hours. Pluck a leaf from each plant. Put the leaves in separate beakers containing ethyl alcohol. Place the beakers in boiling water and heat them. Alcohol will decolorize the leaves by dissolving the chlorophyll present in them. Now, wash the leaves with water. Then put iodine solution on both the leaves. Check the leaves for the presence of starch by iodine test. Do both the leaves show the presence of the same amount of starch? Observation. The leaf from pot A remains unchanged in the presence of iodine. Thus, starch is not present in it. The leaf from pot B turns bluish in the presence of iodine. Thus, starch is present in it. What can you conclude from this activity? Potassium hydroxide placed near the pot A absorbs all the carbon dioxide. Hence, plant A cannot perform photosynthesis. Plant B does normal photosynthesis by utilizing carbon dioxide from the surrounding air. The leaf from pot B therefore shows the presence of starch. Thus, this experiment proves that carbon dioxide is necessary for the production of food, in other words, for photosynthesis.